My name is Kelly Williams Wilkerson, Kellylilliams, Wilkerson, and my title is Curator of Collections. Okay. The Mary Todd Lincoln commitment papers were thought lost by many historians for decades. They were found in the early 1930s by the family that had originally owned the institution where Mary Todd was housed for some time, but they were stuffed away in a desk drawer and forgotten about for quite a long time, until the granddaughter of that original owner found them in a desk drawer here in Louisville, Kentucky, and wanted to share them with the world, so they decided to auction them off through Cowan's auction house in Cincinnati. The Fraser Museum heard about the auction that was upcoming for the papers and decided that it would be a fantastic addition to our collection, so we set about the process of trying to acquire those for the museum. The Mary Todd Lincoln commitment papers include the court proceedings where she was legally declared insane, as well as the warrant for her arrest and the ledger book where she was signed into the Bellevue institution where she was housed for nearly a year. We also have a letter written to Mary Todd by a family member consoling her in this time of grief and asking if there was anything that could be done to help her out. The Mary Todd Lincoln commitment papers are of incredible historic significance because they really shine a dramatic light into the later years of a former First Lady's life and kind of her spiral downward after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. The Civil War was hard for all Americans, but it was especially rough for Kentuckians because in the state of Kentucky, you had individual families who were divided in their loyalties to the North versus their loyalties to the South. Mary Todd herself was from a family that had heavy Confederate and Southern sympathies, but yet she found herself married to the President of the United States. So the Civil War was particularly troubling for her because she had half-brothers and sisters who were on the Confederate side, including many family members who were killed in the conflict, yet she never wavered in her support for Abraham Lincoln's policies. In the years after the Civil War, Mary Todd Lincoln's oldest son, Robert, began to have some really serious concerns about her mental health and her mental stability. She behaved erratically. She spent enormous amounts of money on shopping sprees. There's even rumors that she literally carried thousands of dollars sewn inside of her petticoats. She also had always been in touch with the spiritual world. She held seances in the White House and continued to feel that her children that had passed away were contacting her from the afterlife in the 1860s and 1870s. Robert, concerned about her mental stability, wanted to know what he could do to help his mother, and at that time the best option for Robert was to seek to have her committed in a mental institution.